important things.
I think if it says 11 seconds, then we're actually live, aren't we? There's a 15-second delay.
Oh, yeah, there we are.
See? Yeah, all right. So it's not a full 15 seconds because I can hear what I just said. Hello, everyone. We're here for another night of Age of Sigmar. I'm Matt. This is Chad.
Hey, jump outside of the chair.
Tonight we'll be playing Sylvaneth against Slaves of Darkness. This is a Spearhead game, so we're looking at some of the rules that should be very similar to 4th edition Age of Sigmar. We are fairly confident on the rules that we have for this one, but we are working off of various assembled notes, snippets from people who played at the Dallas Open. So these may or may not end up being 100% correct. Double check stuff when we get the formal rules.
And as with all betas, things are subject to change on the final release. So if anything we display tonight changes, go talk to GW. We don't control it.
All right.
So we've got what do we got tonight, Matt?
So we're going to be playing on the Akshi board. I believe last week y'all were playing on the Gyrin board.
Yes.
So we're going to have objectives in slightly different spots, and a different set of twists for the course of the game. Also, we've got terrain themed according to the different environments. So my Wildwoods will not be participating in this game.
No trees to hide behind, but you will have decimated buildings.
I'm not the one hiding. You don't have shooting profiles.
Expecting Eli and Jeff. So they played last week, and we decided to give them a little bit of a break. They are here, though, because since I'm not in the chair, we had to get someone else in the chair.
Hi.
Eli's here looking at stuff next to me. Lexi's in the chair right now. Everyone be, as mean to her as you possibly can. And thank you for Rotmeyer Rob for the subscription, Tier 1. We greatly appreciate the support. And before all this, we actually rolled off Attacker and Defender. Matt won the roll-off and opted to be Defender for this game.
And I'm already questioning whether that was the right call or not, but I've got exactly a game and a half of practice with this, so we'll see. We're collecting information at this point.
Yeah, but before this, me and Matt did play a quick practice game, so that way we could familiarize ourselves with the models and what they do. That was a very interesting game after turn 2, and we're gonna figure out how this works on a slightly different board.
All right.
So as Defender, well, first, let's go over the models.
Yep.
So as Attacker, I'll go over models first. The Spearhead Vanguard box for Slaves of Darkness includes 1 Chaos Lord on foot, a Chaos Chariot, normally a unit of 10 Chaos Warriors, but for Spearhead, it's divided into 2 5s, and then a unit of 5 Chaos Knights. For my battle traits, I have Eye of the Gods. Anyone who's familiar with 3rd Slaves of Darkness may kind of have an idea of how this works. Yeah, if you have Knights, you charge them. That's the plan. Eye of the Gods table, it's only 1d6 for this game type. On 1, you're snubbed, nothing happens. 2, you have the Zinch effect, which is a ward on 6 up. 3 is Slanesh, which target adds 1 to run rolls. 4 is Nurgle, enemy units subtract 1 to wound rolls against the target. 5 is Khorne, target adds 1 to rend rolls for melee weapons. And 6, pick one of the above effects. Regiment abilities, I have Favor of the Gods. Start of the first turn, once per battle. I choose a Chaos Warrior or Chaos Knight unit, and I roll on the Eyes of the God table. So real good chance for them to start with something real big. And then for my enhancements, I have Chosen of Zinch. During my hero phase, I can choose a friendly unit that is visible and place the target wholly within 6 inches of my general. Basically, I have a cool teleport, and I just have to have line of sight. Which is really cool. As for the units themselves, the Chaos Lord has, honestly, everything here has the standard movement profile and save profile you expect from Slaves to Darkness. Everyone on foot's got a 5-inch move. Everyone not on foot has a 10-inch move. Everyone's on a 3-up save except for the Chariot, save on 4. My leader has 6 health. Knights have 4. My Warriors have 2. My Chariot has 7. Standard attack profiles. Reaper Blade has 5 attacks, 3s, rend 1, damage 2, crit mortals for the Chaos Lord. Chariot, no rend on any of these attacks. Warflail, 6 attacks, slashing whip, 2 attacks, trampling hooves, 4 attacks. The flails, 3/3 damage 1. Whip is 4/4 damage 1. Hooves, 5/3 damage 1. Warriors, 2 attacks each, 3/3, 1 rend, 1 damage. Knights, 3 attacks apiece, 3/3, rend 1, damage 1 with charge plus 1 damage for the lances. And trampling hooves, 2 apiece, 5/3, no rend, 1 damage. Companions, so any bonuses they get, doesn't going to affect the hooves. As for special abilities, the Chaos Lord can pick a friendly non-hero unit wholly within 12, and on a 2-up, add 1 to the hit rolls for combat attacks made on the target. And then he has a hero phase. On a 4-up, he can roll the Eyes of God table for himself. So he can get pretty beefy as long as he rolls, good stuff. Lord on Lizard Beast. Lord's one. Yeah, no Crackerjack Lord. That's probably my favorite model in the game. I really like it. Chariot has impact on a charge on a 2-up, deals a D3 mortals. Warriors, if they are attacking a unit that is, I want to make sure I get this right. When targeting enemy units that are contesting an objective outside of my territory that I do not control, they add 1 to wound rolls. And then Chaos Knights, everyone knows what they do. They get a bonus damage on charge. They get a bonus rend on charge. So really, I'm looking to try to get all my stuff to be real big, real beefy, and then hopefully run into Matt's army and deal a ton of damage.
In an edition where most units have shifted to either +1 damage or +1 rend on the charge, it's interesting that the Chaos Knights actually do have both. All right, is that everything you've got?
I believe that is everything on my end.
Yes, the last unit is a second unit of warriors, same as the first one.
Yeah.
All right. So I'll be playing Sylvaneth. So we have tree elves. General battle traits, I have ley lines. At the end of every turn, both mine and Chad's, I'll get to heal everything that's within 3 inches of any terrain feature for 1. In a game where there's not a lot of healing typically, that's pretty significant. And note that it's at the end of every turn, not just mine, and not the start of mine anymore. Strike and Fade now occurs on a 2+. I choose a unit that has fought, and then at the end of the turn, not immediately after they go, I get to, on a 2+, pick them up and put them anywhere on the battlefield. Need be within 3 inches of a terrain feature, and more than 6 inches from enemy units. My regiment ability is going to be Walkers of Hidden Paths. During my unit phase, I can choose a unit that is within 3 inches of any terrain feature and not in combat. Interesting. It used to be usable in combat. And I actually thought it was. I can remove that unit from the battlefield and set it up again more than 6 inches from all enemy units. It cannot use movability for rest and phase. And my enhancement is that my general ignores negative modifiers to rolls to save. It's worth noting that in the full version of Spearhead, each sub-faction is going to have, or each faction, I guess, is going to have multiple options for regiment ability and enhancement. We don't have all the rules for that.
So we're stuck with what we got.
Yep. Normally, that'd actually be the first thing that we do is the attacker would choose which of those he's going to use. We've just got one choice each, so we're taking the choice we have because it's better than playing without rules.
Right. So what can your models actually do?
So I've got a Branch Witch, Tree Lord, 3 Kern Elf Hunters, and 5 Tree Revenants. So where Chad has, it looks like 20 models about on the table.
5, 10, 15, 16, 17?
17. I have 10. So I'm going to be a little outnumbered, but these are also bigger models for the most part. Branch Witch, 6-inch move, 5-up save, counts as 2 on an objective, and 5 wounds. Her attack profile is just 3 attacks, 3s and 4s, 1 rend, D3 damage. She has a spell, Virtuous Harmony. Casts on a 7, I get 2d6 to roll for it. And if it's successful, I can return a slain model to a target unit. If it's a Tree Revenant unit, I can return D3 instead. Tree Lord, 14 wounds, 3-up save, 5-inch move, counts as 5 on objectives. He has a ranged weapon, which is his Strangle Roots. 10-inch shot, 3 attacks, 3s and 2s, 1 rend, 2 damage, and can be shot in combat. The melee weapons are a sweeping blows, 5 attacks, 4s and 2s, 1 rend, 2 damage, and the massive impaling talons are 2 attacks, 4s and 2s, 2 rend, 3 damage. Oddly, the talons have the companion rule, so that's an interesting distinction to make because it's one monster. But sure, why not? He has a rule called Ground Shaker. At the start of the combat phase, I can choose a unit that's within 3 inches of him, and on a 4-up, that unit gets strike last. And once he's taken 10 damage, his talons drop to only 1 attack. Next up, I've got a unit of 3 Kurnoth Hunters with bows. Their great bows are an 18-inch range, 2 shots, 3s and 3s, 1 rend, 2 damage. And their melee weapons are Vicious Claws, 3 attacks, 3s and 3s, no rend, 1 damage. They have the rule Envoys of the Everqueen. While they are contesting an objective, they have a ward save of 6+. And then I have 5 Tree Revenants, which are the only unit on either side here that can recur. You have in Spearhead, there are reinforceable units that once the unit is dead, they can come back. A lot of armies have a fairly significant amount of that. Neither Slaves to Darkness or Sylvaneth have much, but I at least have the 1 unit of Tree Revenants that can come back when they die. In addition to that, they have Martial Memories. I can pick 1 effect to apply, either +1 to hits or +1 to save rolls, and I choose that at the start of any combat phase. Guess it doesn't actually specify start of, but I think all these abilities are start of.
They should be.
All right. Other than that, I've got a Enchanted Blade for weapons, 2 attacks, 3s and 4s, 1 rend, 1 damage, and their 6-inch move, 5-up save, 2 wounds, counts as 1 on an objective. And the rule for call for reinforcements is that let's see here. Once per turn during my movement phase, I can declare a friendly unit that has been destroyed. Set up an identical unit on the battlefield wholly within friendly territory, wholly within 6 inches of the battlefield edge, and not in combat. And I can only replace each reinforcement unit once. So if you kill the Tree Revenants, they come back the first time.
If I kill them twice, they're gone for good.
Yes.
So you only have 1 unit that has that reinforcement, right?
Yes.
Okay. However, there is the card in each of our little battle tactics decks that can find it. Nice.
No, that didn't find it.
Didn't find it? Okay. It's limited to cavalry units of 5 or less, or I believe infantry units. That gives us an additional bring them back ability. So
Okay.
I have to draw that in order to be able to use that.
5 models or
I think it's 5 models or more.
well, yeah,
I just
5
know my
models-
knights can use it, and I'm
Yes.
really happy
5
about
models
that.
and retreat.
So if anyone wants to start the clock on how long one of these games actually take, because we actually don't have the stream on the big picture in the background, so we're really not going to be able to see chat. It's going to be the chairgrot mostly interacting with chat tonight. We are going to try to bring you guys a game that would be realistic in time, because we realized last week probably went to about 2 hours, maybe 2:15, 2.5. So we kind of want to bring what an actual game would look like and how long it would actually take. So if y'all want to start your timers, start them now. So as for deployment, I am attacker, you are defender. How do you want to split the board? You can split it this way, or you can split it this way.
I think I like the diag. You know what? Why don't we play right down the middle?
Right
That'll
down the
make it
middle?
simpler.
Okay, that'll be super easy because we have this nice crease in the board.
Yes. That didn't impact my decision at all. I'm sorry. That completely was why I did that.
Okay, so you're a defender. You set up terrain first.
All right.
So it's got to be 3 away from the...
3 away from enemy territory and 6 from each other, I believe.
Yep.
All right. So
Going just like that.
I think so. Yeah. Now remember, we can walk straight through those. It's just a matter of these block line of sight and these grant cover. And you cannot finish a move inside a piece of terrain. Considered unstable.
So I think I'm just gonna mirror yours.
Enough. All right, and since you're attacker, you'll be deploying first.
I will be deploying first. What I'm gonna do is put, because I do have to deploy my dudes more than 6 inches away from enemy territory. So this is 3. 6 is going to be about. We want him to this objective.
So it would be easier to just measure 5 inches up, wouldn't it? It's an 11-inch deep board for each half.
Unity dudes over here. Let's slap the chariot right. Pull him back. With him. Just read off because we only have one set of abilities. Also, guys, say hi to Eli. He's here in the background.
You guys pick your regiment ability and one.
We'll choose the only ones that we know.
Forces are going to be.
And one of your enhancements.
Yep.
I know that.
That is.
On the Warhammer?
Oh no, it's not. We have Virtuous Harmony.
Yeah, you have Virtuous Harmony. I know one of your enhancements.
That's going to be my deployment.
Oh, nice.
7.
This is me.
All right, so my turn to deploy.
I can actually spread out a little bit instead of being tucked in a tiny corner. Also, I think once we're done with deployment, chairgrot, can we switch that over to the side camera once we get that going? Or we can go ahead and do it now so that way people can get a better view of what to look at. Got one dude facing backwards. Can I get that sheet of paper? No, unfortunately, you cannot. We are sworn to secrecy in our PDFs.
Also, hello everybody who can hear me via their mics.
Alrighty.
Is that everyone?
Think so.
Okay. So with that, I need to decide if I'm taking or giving.
You guys shuffle your deck.
Yes, everything has been shuffled. I think it's better if I. No, I'm gonna give you the turn.
Okay. There's justification for both plans.
I think I want you to try to come closer to me so that way I don't have to run as far across the board and try to take out as much as I can.
All right.
So the big thing is going to have to worry about is potentially you shooting my lord off the board turn 1. But I don't think we're going to have a fluke like that again in the practice round. So I'm going to give you the turn, but at the start of the game, I do have to roll to see what one of my units gets. So I'm going to give it to my knights. They get to roll in the eye of the gods. They get a 6, so I get to choose. I'm going to give them. I'm going to give them a 6-up ward.
Okay. All right. And so I've been chosen to go first. We flip up a twist, right?
Yes.
All right, actually twist. Mount the attack. Each player scores 1 extra victory point at the end of their turn for each objective they control that was controlled by their opponent at the start of the turn. In addition, the underdog picks 1 friendly unit to be the spearhead. That unit's melee weapons have +1 or charge +1 damage this battle round. Since we're tied at 0, there is no underdog.
Yep. So for chairgrot, this is twist number 5.
All right, and since there's no decision to be made, we're good to draw cards. Eli, you already got these?
Yeah, you got.
So setting chat only. There we go. That way I don't accidentally see cards when I look at chat. All right, so my dudes have a 6-up board, and you will have the start.
All right, sounds good. I'm gonna go ahead and my only hero phase action would be that I could cast Virtuous Harmony.
Yep.
I haven't lost any bottles, so it doesn't matter.
There they are.
So I'm gonna go straight into movement.
No hero phase.
Well, none that are useful at the moment. I'm going to go ahead and teleport this Tree Lord just a nice casual 6 inches away from you.
Yep.
You know what? Why don't I give myself options instead of only charging the knights when I can also charge a chariot? Okay. He's right there.
Can they not see the Sylvaneth models? Did the GoPro die? Uh-oh.
We seem to be having technical difficulties.
We got a still frame of go.
All right, hold on, guys.
Back to the other.
Joe. Close out of OBS. Reopen it. There are voices in the chat. Yep.
There's always.
Keep moving my models while we're trying to resolve
doing
that.
technical difficulties. They can see us. They switched to the
overhead?
wide cam.
No, the wide cam. Okay, so we're on that camera now.
Well, this going again.
Going? Okay. So, all right, chairgrot, you should be able to switch over to the by the board screen, and it should work.
I can just walk straight through rain. Want to be more than 3 right here.
Their turn. Each objective they controlled that was controlled by their opponent at the start of their turn. Yep.
Five inches over. Some clean sight there.
Hey, they can see it now. How does this side view look, guys? We are trying something new. We did get some comments last time that the video for the overhead was grainy and kind of difficult to see. So we are trying new things.
Let us know what they.
All right. So going into my shooting phase.
Yep.
Tree Lord, use teleport in order to get up to here.
Yep.
I'm 6 inches away from 2 different potential charge targets.
Yes.
The Tree Revenants move forward. Kurnoth Hunters curled around into here. And I have a Branch Wraith who is hopefully packed deep enough into my own territory that I'm not worried about her getting hit by anything. He can't shoot me, so at least it's just you'd have to charge through everything.
Yeah.
All right, so let's start with
some shooting.
Yes. We're gonna have all the Kurnoth Hunters take a shot at that chariot over there. It's an 18-inch shot. I've got a line of sight around a piece of terrain, so I should be able to see it with everything.
Yep.
All right, the 2 shots each. 3s and 3s with the bows.
I see
4
2
hits.
hits.
3s to wound. It's 4 at 1 rend on your 4-up save gets you to a 5, right?
Yes, because it's this one.
Yep.
How many hit? 4?
4.
all the dice. On 5s, I save 1.
Well, that'll keep you alive.
So how much damage is that?
2 each, so that's going to be 3 times 2 is 6.
6. He survives on 1.
All right. Well, let's see if we can finish the job with the Tree Lord.
Yep.
Stranglethorns hit, or Strangle Roots hit on 3s, and Wound on 2s. So you got 2 more saves at 1 rend.
1 rend, saving on 5s. Save 1, but that kills him.
All right.
Bye-bye, Chariot.
Bye, Chariot. Don't get to be shown off.
Got to do something with the Alpha Strike you gave me, right?
Yep.
All right. Tree Lord looking for a 6-inch charge going into the charge phase.
Yep.
That's a 9.
You get it.
We're going to at least tag those knights and keep myself on this objective. All right. And I'm going to charge with these Tree Revenants as well. Looking like I need a 7. That'll get me within half an inch cleanly.
Yep.
That's a 2.
Snake eyes.
They are a defensive wall. That's what I needed them to be. The charge would have been a bonus. All right. We'll go for ground shaking stomp. Do you have anything in my charge phase? No counter charge or anything?
No
like that?
counter charge in your charge phase.
Gotcha. It's one of the cards, so he may or may not have it. He may or may not want to use it if he does have it. So let's start with the ground shaking stomp and see if I can make you fight last.
Yep.
I only have 1 unit to fight with, so this won't actually do anything. But I'm looking for a 4.
You get it, so they fight last.
There you go.
You will fight last and laster. All right.
Okay. You're declaring an attack on them?
Yes.
Okay, I do have a reaction card. I'm going to use Steel Defense. I'm going to ignore the rend of all your attacks this round.
That's fine.
Declare all attack. From
So what?
where are you getting all that attack?
I'm not all attacking.
Oh, I heard declare all attack. I was like,
No, when you
I'm
declare the
declaring
attack
a
active.
attack.
So Chairgrot, if you want to flip over card 4 for me.
All right. I think I'm going to pivot Tree Lord's front of the base up to here because I don't think I can get myself No, I'm not going to be able to get out of 6 inches from your units.
Yep.
But I am going to be able to make sure that you don't get all of them on the objective.
Right.
So let's go ahead and swing with the sweeping blows. This will be 4s and 2s. Just 2 hits. Okay. 2s to wound. 2 at rend, but you ignore it.
Yep. So saving on 3s.
Still get 1 through. This 2 damage.
I do have a 6 aboard.
That's true.
I get 1 of them.
All right.
So 1 damage on the unit.
And the Massive Impaling Talons will be 4s to hit.
Get
2 to
1.
wound. 1 at a
No
rend,
rend?
but doesn't matter.
No. How much damage?
3.
3? All right. 3 6 aboards. I make none.
I get a knight. All
So
right.
You get 1 knight. All right. So
1 down, 4 to go.
4 to go. All right. So the big thing here is I will stay within range. All right. We're gonna go to the BRB. Okay. That may take a minute. I'm not exactly sure how long it's going to be. I'm going to pile in this way.
All right, everybody, if you didn't hear me just now, as I was telling them, as soon as this turn is over, before we go into the bottom of 1, we're going to take a small break. We're going to go ahead and set up that overhead camera. Since the feedback was pretty universally, this closed camera kind of sucks.
Putting it bluntly.
So we'll put the BRB screen as soon as it's done. We'll let y'all know as soon as it happens. We put the VPs up, and then we would appreciate if you just kind of like stuck around for a few minutes. Shouldn't take us very long, but we want to let y'all know what's going on.
Okay, so
Thanks, Eli.
before I make the attacks, my Lord is going to use his ability to give my knights a +1 to hit. So this is 12 attacks, 2s and 3s. Because it just has to be a... Oh, I got to roll first. They don't get it.
Okay.
I rolled a 1. So this is back to 3s and 3s.
So what is the actual ability?
So the actual ability is pick a friendly non-hero unit wholly within 12 and roll a die. On a 2-up, add 1 to hit rolls for combat attacks made by the target.
Oh, wow.
So,
Okay.
so I could have made them 2s and 3s, but I rolled a 1, so they don't get it.
Fair enough.
So this is on 3s and 3s. I missed 3. It's 3 more. All right. So we are looking at 6 with rend 1, damage 1.
All right, my 3-up save goes to 4s. I fail 4 of those. Take 4. Make 2.
No.
Oh, that's a 4.
That's 4. So
Half an eye,
3.
4 eye
So you take 3.
Yes.
And then I get my hoof attacks, which are 2 apiece. So we're only looking at 8, 3, 6, 7, 8. These are 5s and 2s because they're companion. They don't get the ability from anything I do. Oh, hey.
Those are good 5s.
Those are some good 5s.
Yahtzee.
5 6s. And then wounding on 3s. 4 at no rent.
All right, looking for 3s. I'll take 1 more.
Take 1 more. All right. That will be my knights. And
Okay, well then immediately. So you're done fighting. I'm done fighting.
Yep.
End of combat phase.
Heal 1.
Heal 1. He's in your terrain.
Yep.
And on a 2-up, he's going to have the option to strike and fade.
1. So
I don't
he's
have
going to
to
get stuck
decide.
there. All right. So then at the end of the turn, you will claim this objective because I didn't put any of my dudes on there. Yep, your defender. And then you have 1, 2 more, which puts you at 3. Do you have any battle tactics?
I do. Hold ground. Complete this if I control. There are more friendly models contesting the large terrain feature in my territory than there are enemy models. You haven't gotten into my territory yet, so that makes that easy.
Yep.
And do not waver. You complete this battle tactic at the end of your turn if any friendly units used a fight ability in the turn and no friendly units were destroyed. So the Tree Lord fought and didn't die.
Okay. So 1, 2 more plus 2 more. You're sitting at 5.
Which number cards did you?
I used 5 and 6.
And with that, we're going to take our break, everybody. We'll go ahead and set up the overhead cam. We'll be back in a few minutes.
Yep. Chairgrot, all you have to do is hit the BRB button on the stream deck, and we should go there. Bottom of 1, we're going to... No, that was top of 1. We're going to bottom of 1.
Going to bottom of 1.
Hey, we're back.
All right.
So this is what we're working with now. We can go ahead and just go back to the table overhead cam. And we can get people to see what it actually looks like. So how much damage did I do to the Tree Lord? 4 and then he healed 1?
Yep, you got 4 through. He healed for 1. He now has 3 taken.
Okay.
I missed my strike and fade, so I don't even have to think about whether I want him there or not. The answer is he's there now.
Yep.
This is just where he lives.
Chairgrots, can we get to the overhead, please? We want people to see the glorious work we do behind the scenes. Jasper out here?
Oh, yes. He just shot out front of the table and...
I just tossed it. I just tossed him out. Okay, anyways. So we're at bottom of 2, and it's me. So I have choices to make. First thing I'm going to do is during my hero phase, I'm going to roll to see if my leader can get stared at by some higher powers. I rolled a 1, so no.
He's not feeling it. All right.
We then go into movement phase, unless I have any other hero abilities I want to do. No. I may be able to get that off, but I am going to use my leader's second ability to take a visible target and place them wholly within 6. I'm going to pick my knights, so they get removed from the board. And I get to place them within 6. They do have to be wholly within 6, so I think the plan is to go kind of jank with it. They have to be outside 3 of you, so that way I'm not within combat. So I think the plan is just back them up 3 inches. put them right here.
Sounds good.
So then they cannot move during the movement phase. I am going to use my warriors here. They're going to move 5 inches. The objectives near the glare show, well, that is nice to know.
Yeah, the more matte finish on the paint is going to be resistant against being as reflective. That makes sense. It's just less shiny.
Another.
This guy may have to find someplace else to fit.
That's fine. He
He'll
go.
go around the other way. Plenty of room for him there.
Yeah, chill right there. Hero is going to. Hero's going to go right there. These dudes are going to move 5. Going to have a good old-fashioned brawl right here.
Right.
All right. That is my hero phase, my movement phase. I have no shooting because it's Slaves of the Darkness. We don't know what shooting is. And then we go to charge phase. Starting with my knights. All they need is a 3. They get a 6. The important thing is, are you going to get the fight last ability?
That's going to be interesting.
Because they have achieved their charge. These guys over here are going to charge. I just need a 3, and then we're engaged. I got a 4.
Hey, congratulations.
I saw that 1, and I'm like, oh god. Go straight forward. All right. That's good charge of my warrior unit. I think I'll try for the charge of my warrior unit. A 6 for them. I think the idea is I'm going to try to outscore you on this. Gets to go there. All right, so that's all my charges. Everyone's in range to fight the Tree Lord. Everyone's in range here. To do that. Okay. Any abilities at the end of my charge phase?
Let's find out when I actually use Ground Shaker. Combat phase, not yet.
Okay. We now enter the combat phase. I am going to activate his ability to see if these dudes get to get additional 1.
Still in range. Sounds good.
I got a 6, so they are now 2s and 3s.
All right. All right. Anything else?
That is it for my combat abilities.
Let's see if I can make the Knights fight last. Sure can.
All right, so my knights are fighting last.
I'm going to go ahead and give the Tree Revenants +1 to their save.
Okay. Starting of combat then, we are going to... We'll start over here then, since my big tanky unit's not going to be able to fight for a while.
And that's why we used Martial Memories to give them +1 save instead of +1 attack.
Yep. So with 2 attacks apiece, they are rocking 10 attacks at 3s and 3s. I whiffed a fair amount. I whiffed a whole half of them, as statistics say I should. And then on 3s, I whiffed 2 more, so you're looking at 3 at 1 rend.
All right. Martial Memories will keep me on a 5-up. I have no interest in taking damage at the moment.
All right. Averages say screw Chad. So that is it for combat with the warriors. Where are we going?
Well, let's do the Tree Lord. And I think, despite the fact that you have fight last, I still just want to kill as many knights as I can.
That's fair.
It's tempting to try to lift a bunch of warriors and make it harder for you to control the objective. But I think I'm going with the plan of the knights are what scare me, the warriors don't. The warriors are going to do some damage. The knights are going to do a lot of damage.
Yeah. Because right now they're 2s, 3s, rend 2, damage 2.
Let's see if we can lift one or two of those. Into the knights with everything. Hitting on 4s with the swooping talon, or the swooping arms.
Yeah. Irish Warlord, I did not whiff all of those. Matt just made the saves on 5-ups.
Yeah.
It'll be 2 at 1 rend for 2 damage each. Yep.
And we moved the
We
2.
had this perfectly organized, and I hit it with my thumb.
Okay, 2 at rend what?
2 at rend 1, 2 damage each.
Okay, so I'm showing for 4s. I got 1
It's 2 damage through.
on a 6-up ward. I make none. So
All right.
2 damage.
And the impaling talons.
Yep.
Hit 1.
Yep.
Wound 1, 2 rend.
2 rend. I'm looking for 5-up. I got it.
Ooh. Needed that to go through. Okay. It's all right. I can still just try to keep making my saves too.
Yep. Okay.
Got some warriors.
Yep. We're gonna do the pile-in because I want more dudes on this point, so that way I can take it from you.
Makes sense.
This way. Last 2.
Remember that you can't finish further away from.
I'm still in combat.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, each individual model I can't get further away, but it's fine.
So as long as it.
They can pick a unit wherever you want, as long as you don't engage from the as long as you engage from already combat and further away from one.
You're each model in the unit, or does each model in the unit need to stay at least as close, or does the whole unit need to stay as close?
That part.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm looking for 3s and 3s.
It's not bad.
With 3. With 2. All right.
Right.
So we're looking at 5 at rend 1.
All right, keeps me on 4s. Take 2.
Yep.
5 taken. That's not the stuff that scared me. All right.
You have your unit over here.
Yep. I'm going to go ahead and use that 3-inch pylon to shuffle this way a bit. All right. Hitting on 3s, wounding on 4s.
Yep. Oh, we can actually move this to the middle since.
Three.
What rend?
1 rend, 1 damage.
So I'm looking for 4s. I got 1 4, so that's going to be 2 damage. You're going to remove a warrior from the.
Got 1.
All right. So then we are on to the fight last, which is my knights.
Mm-hmm.
They are going to pile in, just so that way this last dude can actually get on the point. So even if I don't lift this dude in this combat, I will take the point from you. Okay, so here's the important thing. I have 4 dudes, 3 attacks apiece. That puts it at 12. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 11, 12. Hitting on 2s, wounding on 3s, rend 2, damage 2. Are there any 1s? 1, 1.
Right.
Oh, come on, baby. Wounding on 3s.
All of them?
I make them all.
All right, so that's...
So this is rend 2.
how many? 11?
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That is 11.
All right.
Rend
That was
2.
That's going to be problematic. So that'll put me on 5s.
Yep.
Yeah, they're 2 damage each, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's not even close. He's dead.
Objective achieved.
Yeah, that's actually killed him in 1 round.
You take out my chariot, I take out your tree lord.
Mhm.
I feel like that's fair. All right, that would be the end of combat. I have a few end of turn abilities. Those happen before scoring or during scoring?
Before,
Before scoring?
I
Okay.
think. End of turn.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, so I have destroyed a unit, and I have a unit not engaged in combat, so they get to roll on the Eye of the Gods. I have to select the unit. I am going to select the warriors up here in the front. 2.
That's Sylvaneth
They have a
for-
6-up ward.
Oh, okay. That's not bad.
And then, just for the record, if I roll something that the unit already has, it is treated as a snubbed by the gods roll.
Got it.
So it doesn't stack. I can't stack rend from the ability. I can't stack runs. All right, so then
Okay.
we go to scoring. I now control this objective. So I have 1/2 more, puts me at 3. I am going to use the battle tactic, War of Attrition. You complete this battle tactic at the end of your turn if any enemy units were destroyed this turn and more enemy units than friendly units were destroyed this turn. That is battle tactic 9, chairgrot. So that gives me 4. And I took control of one that you had at the start of my turn. So that puts me at 5.
All right. That's the game.
Ties the game. And with that, that is the end of round 1. So going into round 2, there is no underdog. So let's roll for priority.
Out of 1.
Oh, lovely.
So I'll keep it on a tie. Nope.
I got
you
a 5. Now here's the thing. Do I take the double and try to press on?
1 card in your hand.
I got 1 card in my hand.
So if he takes the double turn, he won't be able to refill his hand.
Mm-hmm. But I may be able to do some stuff. I will keep the turn.
Okay.
So I will not be able to draw.
All right.
You, however, will be. You have a chance to discard cards. Do we reveal the thing first?
The twist cards come before you do battle tactics.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So twist card. Twist card number 6, chairgrot. Reclaim Akshi. The underdog picks 2 objectives on the battlefield. If there are no underdogs, each player picks 1 objective starting with the active player. Each player scores 1 extra VP at the end of the turn that they control these objectives. I know which one I'm picking. I'm picking this middle one.
Okay. I'll go for number 4 in the back here.
Okay. Those some safe choices. Great. And with that, you now have the chance if you want to ditch that card in your hand and draw 3, or if you just want to draw 2. You want to ditch it?
Yeah.
That's fair. And yeah, in the test game, I got kind of rolled after turn 3, so it's nice to see I have a fighting chance. Not that the Tree Lord's not just going to pop all my dudes. Okay, so we know what cards Matt has. We go to hero phase abilities. I'll start with to see if my dude gets to be looked at. Roll it in the thing. Okay, he gets the 4 up. Let's see what he gets. He gets a 4, which is Nurgle. Enemy units subtract 1 from wound rolls against the target. I see Matt reading cards over here, trying to figure out what they do.
Just trying to decide which ones are worth points and which ones are worth effects.
Yep. So -1. -1 to wound. That means he's a little bit harder to kill now. And then my hero phase. This blocks line of sight from shooting. Does it actually block line of sight?
Yes.
A unit cannot be targeted by shooting attacks if it is behind or wholly behind this terrain. Like, where? any kind of line of sight on these dudes? I do not. Okay, I'm going to go into movement, and then my movements shall be. I'm going to declare my knights are going to run.
Okay.
Or my warriors are going to run, I'm sorry.
That makes more sense.
They're going to get an extra 2 inches on their 5-inch move, so they're going to move 7. Going to be right there. My knights are just going to regular move with a 10-inch move. Going to full of I have already moved them, and I have made a terrible mistake. All right. Now there's the hot chance that you stop behind. All right, mistakes have been made, but I've got to commit to them. He is going to then 6 inches. Here's the sweet spot. I've only moved them to right here, because then there's no way you could teleport back here. There's no way you could teleport up here, but you could still teleport back there and try to make a shot on them. So now I've left my dude open, but you're -1. But with recent rules learned, I'm gonna make him hang out with his buds over here.
Right?
That's gonna be it for movement. No shooting.
Okay.
Potential charges.
Just the knights.
2, 2, 2, and 2 for control.
Yes.
I would have to get 3 knights on there and take all of the Kernov hunters off the board. That may actually be worth it. All right, knights are going to charge.
Right?
7, they could charge into the other unit
And then pile their way in.
and then pile their way in.
It's going to be a little awkward because there's a piece of terrain in the way, and you can't finish any part of that move on top of the terrain.
Right.
But it should be doable. Just awkward.
7 inches puts me here.
Back of your base isn't going to clear. You probably get one of these guys up front right about here and the rest of them up here. I think that might work. Probably even get 2 of them around the terrain pretty cleanly.
Mm-hmm. And then if I adjust and put them all into combat with them, even though I made a successful charge here, do they still get the charge benefits on another unit?
Yeah, they charged.
Just making sure. Okay. With 7 inches, we'll start with this guy.
There's 9. It might be easier than the 12. Yeah. Closer to what you rolled.
7 inches. You there? 7 inches here. The big thing is making sure that they're within half. I'm going to turn him around so that way he's here.
Yep.
So that way that half-inch right there
Could
meets the
work.
criteria. And boom.
Okay.
They have made a charge. And that is it for my charges.
Okay.
Any enemy charge
Nothing
phases for you?
charge phase? No.
Okay. We go into combat proper. Do you have any combat abilities at the start of the combat? Because I do not.
I'll take +1 to save on the Tree Revenants.
That's fair. I am then going to start with my knights. And for a 3-inch pile in. Best I can really just keep them where they are.
Probably.
And then just split attacks. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Splitting attacks. I'll start with the attacks into the Kurnoff Hunters.
Okay.
So this will be 6 attacks. 3/3 rend 2 damage 2. Do you have any abilities on the ignoring my rend?
I'm gonna ignore Rend.
Yeah, that's fair. I think that's completely fair.
Yeah, that shouldn't be surprising. If I drew it, I'm playing it.
I don't think you needed it.
Not with that opener.
Roll the 4 ones, people. Wounding on 3s.
Hmm?
I get 1.
Goes through 2 damage.
2 damage.
I've got a ward for contesting an objective.
Yep.
Fail them both, take 2 damage.
Okay, then we go with the lances into your regular dudes. Still on 3s and 3s. Dice are not with me tonight.
That
At least-
disorderly. No, they've been. I don't know. I saw my tree one die.
It went all into the Tree Lord. That's where it went. So 2 at rend 2, damage 2.
All right, I've at least got
So-
a 6 because of +1 to save.
Yep.
2 damage each.
Yes.
All right, so you got 4 so far. Then you got your mount hits.
I got my mount hits. We'll start with the Kurnoff Hunters. I don't think I'm going to do any damage on this because 5s and 3s. I get 1. Goes through. No rend.
We're good.
Okay. Same thing on your small dudes. No go through.
All right.
So that is complete combat for them.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and take losses off this side.
Yep.
All right. And I'll go with the True Evidence next.
Yep.
Take our 3-inch move generally this way. Actually, there's no reason for them to go very far. I'm not going to get out of combat with anything. So we're just going to throw everything we've got into the Chaos Warriors and see if we can get another one.
Yep.
3s to hit. 4s to wound. 2 saves, 1 rend.
Rend. All right. Save it on 4s. Save 1. How much damage?
Just 1. That unit does not have the ward. It's that unit. Okay,
Yes, that
you're
unit
right.
has the ward.
Makes sense.
Done over there.
Okay.
All right. So I get this fight back. 4, 6, 8. 3s and 3s. Well, that's going to the thing. 1 at 1 rend.
Gets through.
I messed. Gets through.
Yep.
Okay, I did mess up. They're piling. I wanted them to go this way.
Yeah,
do
go
you,
for
do you
it.
mind if I go for it?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, that will be it for my combat. You do have Kurnoff Hunters.
I do.
See if you can slap some knights.
A little bit closer here and hook the knights.
Yep. Have 1 damage.
All right. 3 attacks each, so they're actually pretty decent in close combat. 3s and 3s. 3s to wound. The 3 saves, no rend.
3 at no rend. All right, saving on 3s. I fail all of them.
No,
No,
the 5's
2.
fine.
How much damage?
Just 1.
Just 1. Okay, 6 aboard. I save 1.
All right. Got 1
damage.
wound left on a dude.
2.
Goes to 3.
2. Yeah, 3.
It was 2. It's now 3.
There it is.
Oh, I found the problem.
Aha!
Like, I know there's 2 wounds on there, 1 on there. Now there's 3 on there.
Dice are tricking me.
Yeah, they need to take your damage with you.
Okay, I believe that's it for combat.
All right, end of turn stuff.
End of
what do you
turn.
have?
I have no end of turn abilities. Do you have any end of turn abilities?
Yeah, everybody who's within 3 inches of a piece of terrain, like that one, is going to lose a damage.
Yep.
And then I'm going to use Strike and Fade, because that is any turn, not mine.
Yep. Go for it.
So let's see if the Kurnoth Hunters can go for a walk.
Oh, come on.
No, I'm not going to miss it twice.
I thought I saw a 2. And I saw the dot in the middle, and I'm like, oh.
It's okay, it goes off on a 2. A 2 would work fine.
Oh, okay. Oh, it's a 2-up?
Yes, which is why the Tree Lord being stuck there was a bit of a surprise.
Okay, that makes sense.
That whole push makes way more sense when 5 out of 6 times I'm not there. I got the 1 out of 6 where I am. All right. Needs to be set up within 3 inches of a terrain feature and more than 6 inches from enemy models.
So within 3 of a thing, but outside of 6.
Yep, I'm trying to decide if I want to take objective 3 or objective 2, and I think I want objective 3 right now. I'll take 2 later.
That's fair. Outside of 6 of my dudes, which you can easily do.
Flop. And again, I can't outrun my damage either.
Yep.
So within 3 of that piece of terrain, more than 6 from you, easy, no problem.
So then at the end of the turn, this is going to flip to you. And then we go to scoring. So I have 1, 2. I will score this battle tactic. Take the flank. Complete this battle tactic at the end of the turn if there are any friendly units within 3 of each short battlefield edge, leader, and my warriors.
Oh, okay.
That was important for them.
Yeah, that they had to actually make that pile in. Got it. I'm like, I'm not sure where you're going here, but that makes sense.
1, 2, not more, bonus point. Gets me to 3. And then I do control this middle objective, gets me an additional point. Puts me at 4 for this turn. That puts me at 9 total.
All right.
And we pass turn over to you.
Okay. First things first, I've got a spell in my hero phase. We're going to try to bring back a Tree Revenant on a 7 or more.
Yep.
That's Boxcars. All right, it's going to happen. There's no unbinds in Spearhead, so even if I had just barely made it, I'd be fine.
Yep.
Since I'm targeting the Tree Revenant unit, they get back D3 instead of just 1.
Ooh, okay.
So that unit's back to full strength.
2. All that hard work, and they're just back. And chairgrot, I have no cards in hand if you want to blank all 3 of them out.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to play Scroll of Arcane Bolt.
Ooh.
Pick a friendly hero to use this ability, and I'll choose the knights right in front of him.
Okay.
On a 2-up, she's going to do D3 mortal wounds.
All right.
D3 for a total of 2.
2. All right. I have a warden.
Yep.
Don't make it, so I'm going to take 2 damage.
I'm fine with that.
So that brings it up to 5, meaning I am going to lose a knight. I'm going to lose this back knight.
Okay.
And then they have 1 wound left over. Hey, get off me.
Okay, well, that's not a bad hero phase.
That's not a bad hero phase.
Still in this. All right. Movement phase. Well, now that unit's full again, I don't think I'm going to retreat like I was planning to.
That's very fair.
Kurnoth Hunters are just going to walk forward, actually. Let's see here. Yeah, we're going to see if we can't make a charge. Need to finish outside of 3 of both of these units. Not on that piece of terrain, so I think I actually end up a little bit more like this.
What's their movement?
Just 5.
Okay.
They're not that... They're big and sturdy. Their swiftness comes from teleporting around.
Yeah.
Which might actually be easier, but I want the 3-inch charge. 5 inches that way. Fill in the gap. Stay within an inch. We're good. Okay. I think she's going to back away as far as she can. Not really interested in being punched by a bunch of Chaos Knights. All right.
Big scary knights.
That's my movement phase. I keep feeling like I'm playing
Like there
a full
should be
game of
more.
Sigmar, and it's just like, where's the rest of the army? Well, this is actually the whole army, other than the tree lord who got a little further than I wanted him to, and then couldn't get out.
Yep.
All right, let's have the Kurnoth hunters just shoot up your knights. I can cleanly see one of them on the other side of terrain.
Yep.
3s and 3s.
Threes.
2 saves.
Two
1
saves.
rend, 2 damage.
All right, saving on 4s. You get both of
You're
them.
fine. All right. Not a huge
They
surprise.
didn't need the cover.
Right? Okay, I'll go to charges.
Yep.
The hunters get a 10. Which will be plenty to get me onto the middle objective, which is the main thing I want to do.
It was well.
So,
Thinking, but I realized the answer to the question why, and that is
oh, were you thinking maybe you wanted to pile onto the objective, but you couldn't because my Kurnoth hunters were...
no. I was actually thinking like why, because you faded over here. I'm curious if there was a way you could have faded over here without being in range of them to prevent me from getting the bonus point. But
No.
I don't think there's a viable
You had a model
spot.
here and a model here,
Yeah.
which meant that without the objectives are almost exactly 6 inches across in diameter,
Yeah.
and you're on opposite sides of it. There's no way I could teleport there.
Yep.
I did think about it, and as soon as you finished with the models there, I'm like, all right, not going to happen. That's
Yep.
fine.
Okay.
Alrighty.
They made a charge. No one else is charging.
The branch witch is fine. She's just going to chill back here.
Sure you don't want to put her into combat with the knights?
She's doing all right. She's got an objective to hold. She's holding it.
All right. Combat.
Yeah, I think that the Kurnoth hunters are going to go ahead and start of the combat phase. I'm going to declare that
Plus the wound or plus the saves?
they're going to go +1 damage
Ooh.
or +1 to hit. We're
Um,
actually going to try to do some damage here,
Okay.
and I'm actually going to go with the Tree Revenants first as well. Piling around the corner a bit.
What does chat say? I think my chat may have died, so we'll reload the stream real quick.
All right,
What are we looking at?
2s and 4s. I rolled 3 2s, so actually this was the right call. We'll find out if I regret it when you hit me back.
Okay.
4's the wound, though.
Ooh, here we go.
Just 3 saves. 1 rend.
Saving on force. Save 2.
I got 1 through. That'll finish a guy.
It's gonna be this guy. All right.
Damage.
So I think the option here is to go with my knights.
Right.
Killing. What do I want to do? I think the idea.
Right. One guy across, and the last guy probably can't clear.
Can't clear.
He's probably still within 6, so he probably used to
Well-
reach through the door.
This guy actually stay right there, so that way they stay in cohesion.
Mhm.
And then the big thing is, does he have the 3-man tree? I believe he does.
Looks like he probably does. We should probably get more used to just measuring the 6 up front before you move him.
Yeah,
Give you the idea of what the straight line is, but now that he's moved, don't worry too much about it.
they're there. That looks like 3.
Yeah.
I'll let you make that call. All right.
Yeah, that's definitely it.
All right. So I get 6 spear attacks at 3s and 3s. With 3, so sense. On 3s. 1 at rend, 1 damage 1.
All right. Looking for a 5. And 1 damage at 6 upward. Nope, I take a damage.
Cool. And then we go with hooves. I think I actually shorted myself attacks, but that's fine because I think I did 2s for each instead of 3s. So
Yes, you rolled 6 dice.
I
You want
rolled
to roll the other 3?
yeah, sure.
Go for it.
I don't think it's gonna matter. It did not matter.
Made no difference whatsoever. There you go. But you don't feel like you cheated yourself now. So it does matter.
All right. Horses. 5s and 3s. 2. 1 at no rent.
I disbelieve.
You don't believe in horses.
Nope.
That's fine. All right. That's the knights.
All right. I've already fought with both of my units. Have I? Yes.
Fought with hunters.
No, I haven't fought with hunters.
No, you haven't fought with hunters. So it's hunters.
Like, there's no way that I've fought with both of them. You've only fought with one.
Yeah.
This doesn't add up. All right, the hunters are going to swing everything into the knights. Hitting on 3s. Hitting on 3s. That ain't bad. 6 saves.
Jesus. All right. Rent.
Nah.
Saving on 3s.
Okay, way to go, guys.
All right, so I fail 5. How much damage are they?
Just
one apiece? All right, I'm looking for 6 upwards. I get 1.
All right.
So gonna take 4, which is gonna lift the knight. We're just gonna lift this one that's in the back to make things easy, and
Makes sense
they're
to
back
me.
at 1 damage.
I'm fine with this.
Okay. Goes to me.
The Warriors?
I have my warriors. They're 2 attacks apiece. This is probably what I was thinking of, looking at the warriors and calculating attacks for the knights.
Oh, yep, that'll do it. Yeah, those are 2 attacks each, and those are 3.
Yep, 3s and 3s.
3 hits.
3 hits.
1 save.
1. Oh man.
Looking for a 6. I didn't get it.
1 damage. That they're
Good.
going to heal at the end of this turn.
Which I'm going to immediately get right back.
Yep.
Yes.
With that, I believe it ends combat.
I think so. So end of the turn, I've got a heal for 1, I heal for 1. I'll take the middle. And I'm trying to decide if I want to teleport. Bro, my tree revenants are actually kind of in a good spot. I don't think I want to strike and fade with either unit, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I blink the Kurnoth Hunters out of combat just to get them out of combat, but no, I think I'm fine there.
Could have tried to kill the knights with the other unit, but I don't think that would have been worth it.
This is where you are after your pile-in. I piled my guys in first.
That's right.
So I could have tried to move more of them that way, but I honestly need them to hold the line, and they're doing a great job of doing
They're
that.
doing an excellent job of that. I'm just struggling over here.
Yeah, I think that you're going to teleport your knights out if you take the turn, and if I don't, I'll deal with the fact that Kurnoth Hunters are in combat.
Yep. All right, so scoring-wise, you have 1, 2 more. Do you have any battle tactics?
No.
All right, then you get the 2 extra points from the twist, so you're going to score a big old 5.
All right.
We now have a definitive underdog. Me by 1.
And that was the other reason I was tempted to just teleport elsewhere, is to just not give you the underdog, but we'll stick with this plan and see how it goes.
Okay, we roll for priority.
I got a 2.
I have a 4.
All right, your call.
So you ended. I think I'll take it, so that way I can draw cards. Well, or I could give it to you, so that way you don't draw cards.
No. I didn't choose to take a double turn. I'd get to draw cards anyway.
Oh, do you have to?
The minute you have 1 priority,
Yeah, you have
I'm
to.
going
You
to be
have to
drawing
win the
cards.
priority. Okay, that's a nice. All right,
So-
I'm taking it then.
Yes.
There's no other choice. So we're gonna flip the twist with me taking priority. Let the blood flow, chairgrot. This is twist number 1. Each player scores 1 extra victory point at the end of their turn for each enemy unit destroyed in that turn. In addition, if one of the players is the underdog, that player picks 1 friendly unit on the battlefield to be frenzied. Add 1s to hit rolls for combat attacks made by that unit this battle round. That is interesting. I think I'm going to give the +1 hit to these warriors right here.
okay.
And we actually get to remove these because that twist is gone.
Yeah.
Okay, so twist card is number 1, chairgrot. I do get to draw 3 cards. You get to potentially discard your 1 before drawing 3.
No, I'm good.
Okay.
I like that card.
Those two.
It's real easy. Okay. So hero phase. I'm going to start with my hero, seeing if he gets stared at. Does not get stared at.
So far, the gods have watched him fail to give +1 to hit and hide in the corner. They're just like, what are we supposed to be witnessing when you yell all this witness me stuff?
Okay. I'm gonna activate the teleport ability. I can see my unit of warriors, so I am going to teleport them away.
The knights or the warriors?
The knights.
Okay, that's what I expected.
Actually.
You can see the
Yeah,
warriors
the,
too,
The knights. It's gonna be
but
knights.
the knights make a lot more sense to me.
Yeah. Knights and warriors are kind of interchangeable in my mind, at least terminology-wise.
I understand that.
So they just have to be completely within 6. Drop them right.
Remember, if you're measuring within 6, not going to quite work out. There you go.
Well, actually,
Yeah, put his nose where the edge of it was. That makes more sense.
Yep. Boom. They're both going to be on there.
All right.
Now on to movement. Retreating exists in Spearhead, right? Or is the battle tactic card the only way we can retreat?
You can retreat, but you're going to take D3 mortal wounds.
Right. I am fine with that. I just have to retreat long enough. How far away am I from objective 3?
Do that with a 5-inch move.
5-inch. Okay. These warriors are going to retreat. And at 5 or 6, they retreat 3.
No, you take D3 mortal wounds and get your full move.
Ah, okay.
So you're taking 2 damage.
Taking 2. That's going to remove 1.
Yep.
I'm going to remove this furthest one.
And then you get your whole move.
And full move. I'm thinking of a third AOS, aren't I? Where it's roll and run
Redeploy.
away. Yep. 5.
Yeah, you're thinking of a rule that is not here in the same shape. I think there might be a
It's
battle
a
tactic card.
tactic card to do it.
Yeah, you'll be able to get on that objective cleanly. I can't stop that.
Okay. And then the rest of my movement phase, these dudes are going to try to get into a good position. And then my hero's gonna move. Right. I have no shooting, so we're all taken care of there.
3-inch charge from the warriors?
Yep. They roll an
That is
8.
Well more than 3.
So the big thing is, can I give them a lane for the hero to get in?
Possibly.
Guy over there.
Sounds good.
And then I need a 7-inch charge from my hero. So just rolled an 8. Boxcars.
Yeah, he's fine.
He's gonna get in here.
Right?
Okay. Moving to combat. We are going to. So any combat phase, he's going to use his ability to see if he can roll a 2-up and try to give these dudes +1 to hit.
Sounds good. It's a 3. You're good?
All right, they have +1 to hit. And then starting combat, we'll start with the Lord.
All right.
Because I'm pretty sure you're about to try to go into him.
I'll use fight to the last. I have a 5 up board this phase.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right, so
Also,
5.
they're +1 save if you somehow hit them. I just don't know how.
That'd be amazing. All right, so I have 5 swings at 3s and 3s. These dudes have
Your Chaos Warriors are only about a quarter inch away from hitting them. I actually need to be careful to be calling that every turn.
All right, so hitting on 3s. Okay, so this is important. He has crit mortals. I don't think I said that at the very beginning, but he's got 2 that are automatically going to do mortal wounds.
All right.
So 3 to see if they go through. Okay, so you have 3 at rend 1.
So that'll be on 5s. I'll take one, make one, take 2.
Okay, so you now have 2, 4, 6, 8 damage to ward.
Ouch. All right.
Yeah, because it's damage 2.
So looking for 5 up wards because of the card I played. And it will save 1, and I wouldn't have made any 6s at all. So I will take 7 total damage, which is going to hurt, but that's all right. I got answers for that.
All right, that is my hero.
All right. I'm going to put everything into your troops.
That makes sense.
They're both 3-up saves, right?
Yes.
Yeah, he's 6 wounds. I'm not going to do 6 damage with 6 dice.
He's also -1 to wound because of his boon.
That's right. Yeah, everything into the warriors for sure.
That makes sense.
Hitting on 3s.
You missed 2.
Wounding on 3s. 3 saves, no rend.
Saving on 3s.
Got
Miss 1.
Just 1 damage.
6 up board. Let's see if it happens. Got it.
All right, you're fine.
All right, we go to the warriors. They really don't have to move.
Nope.
So 3, 4, 5. This is 10 attacks at 2s and 3s. All right, 3s. All right, so we're looking
roll.
at 4. That's 6 at rend 1.
So looking for 5s and then 5s again. A little better on the first
2
set.
5s.
Yep, almost straight. Is just enough to finish off a warrior, though.
All right, that will be the end of combat.
It's another hunter. All right. All right. Do you have anything at the end of the turn?
I did not kill a unit. Let me double check the wording on this. Whenever a friendly unit destroys an enemy unit or gains control of an objective and is not in combat.
So miss on both. Oh, that one does count. Yeah, you get one for the knights.
And I get this one. Can you strike and fade?
Yes.
Would you like to?
Yes. But just wait until you did your end of combat stuff.
Yeah.
And I will.
Okay, I do have an Eyes of the God roll to perform. Let's give it to the hero. Let's see if we can get him big. 6, I get choice. I'm gonna give him plus. I'll give him a 6 up ward.
Makes sense? As much as I want to try to roll to bring back a Kurnoth Hunter, this is a victory point to just throw him there.
Right. And I also flip this one because I have more than you.
Oh, so yes, so you're going to be holding
Yeah.
1, 2 more anyway, so
Yeah.
there's no reason to go back.
Get him back there?
Yep.
Okay.
Get him back into the
So,
pocket.
I control that. However, there's stuff on top of it makes it impossible to flip. Scoring wise, I have 1, 2 more. I did not destroy a unit, so I do not get an extra victory point.
Okay.
However, I do have the Behemoth Dice, which is control objective 5.
Mhm.
I have the Ignix Dice, which is control objective 3. And then the Draconian Dice, which is control objective 1 at the end of my turn.
Okay.
So this is 1, 2 more plus 3, so it's 6 points for me on turn 3.
Nice.
So this puts me at 15.
All right.
And chairgrot, I'm out of cards.
That makes that simple. All right. I know what I need to do on my turn. So, first things that I'm going to do, we're going to go ahead and try to bring back the whole Kurnoth Hunter.
Go for it.
It looks like a 9. It's an 8. 8's still good, so we get a whole Kurnoth on her.
Yep.
I like it when I get whole 5 wound models back at a time. I dislike it when I don't. All right, let's see here. All right, I think that's all I've got for my hero phase.
I've got nothing for my hero phase.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and movement phase.
Yep. Yeah, the boys are probably gone.
Yeah, let's see if we can take a unit off the table. It's almost like there's victory points for that or something.
I can give them +1 to hit. They're in range.
Yeah,
If they survive.
that is an option, and that is their problem is that they may not be here to get +1 to hit. And we're going to use the anytime during the movement phase to just
Teleport.
pop on over here.
Okay.
Need to be within 3 of this piece of terrain because I like recovering wounds. Need to be within 3 of the long edge of the opponent's table because I like scoring objectives at the end of the game and the turn, and there's nothing you can do to stop this.
Yes.
So, all right. I think with that, I'm good to just start shooting you.
Yep.
We're going to plink the knights and see if we can render them actually combat ineffective instead of just
Mildly
weakened.
ineffective.
Yes. This will be 3s and 3s. Cocked.
So Rotmeyer, Eye of the Gods is if I take an objective and not in combat, or if I destroy a unit and I'm not in combat. Since I took an objective and I'm not in combat with the knights, I get to pick a unit and get to roll on the Eye of the Gods table.
Just 1 save at 1 rend.
1 save at 1 rend. Looking for 4s. I got it.
All right, you're fine. And she's fine where she is. Probably should have moved her, but she's fine where she is. Charge for the Tree Revenants.
Come on, Snake Eyes. That's double 3s.
They're fine. There's also enough to get them cleanly onto the objective.
Yep. Right past me.
All right. Looking for probably an 11, just as my quick off-the-cuff glance. Yeah, an 11 will get me within half an inch.
Yep. You get it. Do you want to do it, though?
Yes. I don't want to abandon her back there. This is safer.
But you don't.
Those guys have been fighting all game, and they're still here. They're doing great.
They are doing amazing.
All right.
During combat, I'm gonna see if they get +1 to hit. I don't think it'll matter, but just in case they do not get +1 to hit.
No. They're like, really? She's going to come from... Okay, sure, why not?
Caught off guard.
They didn't expect the branch witch charge. No one ever does. Usually because it's a bad idea, but we're not going to get into that right now.
All right, let's see what happens.
The Tree Revenants are going to take +1 to hit.
Yep.
And now that we've suddenly got an extra character in this fight, we're going to start moving this way. All right, 2s and 4s. I roll almost all 2s. Guess I picked the right ability.
Yeah.
That's a pretty decent roll to wound. 5 saves at 1 rend.
3, 4, 5. All right. 1 rend, so these are on 4s.
I kill 1 dude and leave another guy at 1 wound. So the question is, can the branch witch cash in on her long bomb charge?
All right. I don't think it's really gonna matter who I target here. So we're gonna go with the branch witch.
Sure.
3s and 3s. You get 1.
It really didn't matter who you
Does not matter. All right. See this warrior die in the glory of battle. I completely forgot I had food here.
Nice. I got 3 attacks.
I'll just reheat it.
3s and 4s. 2 hits.
Mhm.
1 save at 1 rend.
Come on. I need the 4.
What's a 3? D3 damage. Just 1, so just barely enough to kill him. Needed her to get in there, though, so that works. Okay.
All right. Anything, end of turn abilities, you have no one to heal. So,
On a 2-up, I'll strike and fade with the Branch Witch.
that's the thing.
She fought. She's gonna just bounce on over here.
You safe with the hunters?
Yeah.
That's fair.
Does this have to arrive next to? Yes, within 3 inches of any terrain feature. So I do actually need to be within 3 instead of just.
Thank you, Super Average 214 for the follow. I think we've been super average this entire game with our rules at least. A few outliers. Okay, we go to scoring because now you control this one.
Yep. So it'll be 3. So I'll hold 1, 2, and more.
Mhm.
I'm going to go ahead and raise because they are within 3 inches of the enemy edge.
Yep.
And I killed one of your units for the twist, so that'll get me up to 5, correct?
Each player scores 1 extra at the end of their turn for each enemy you destroyed. Yep. So that'll get you up to 5.
Which I believe ties us at 15 going into
Ties
the
us
last
at
round.
15.
Good. Can I score this one?
Can you score that one? Make me the underdog?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I had to think about it. I'm like, is it an option? Do I go ahead by 1 point in exchange for giving you the underdog? Doesn't matter.
All right. Here's probably the most important roll of the night.
No, the second turn one was more important.
Yeah, I think so. I rolled a 6.
You'll win ties. I didn't try very hard to tie you, though.
So I will take it, I think is the smartest thing I can do.
Okay.
So we're going to flip the twist over. The twist is twist number 4, chairgrot. Blood marked. The underdog picks 1 unit in each player's army that is on the battlefield to be blood marked. If there is no underdog, each player picks 1 enemy unit on the battlefield to be blood marked, starting with the active player. Each 5.
We're tied at 15.
We're tied at 15.
Ooh, there's no underdog.
There's no underdog. So, but we each get to pick an enemy unit. This is important. Each player scores 1 extra victory point at the end of the battle round if the enemy bloodmark unit is destroyed this battle round.
Interesting.
I know who I'm going
Makes
to pick.
sense. Well, you pick first.
I just want to make sure.
Active player, that's you.
Active player. I just want to make sure it doesn't say non-hero unit. I'm going to go with the general.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense.
My knights. Okay. All right.
Because I
And
think they're going to come play, and if they decide to not play just to deny a victory point, I consider that a win in other regards.
yep. All right. My tactics cards. If you would like to designate.
Give me the.
I have to actually see what I pulled. Okay.
I decide if I keep this or not, and I think the answer is yes.
Kept.
Yep, that one.
I'm gonna go for a Hail Mary. All right.
Obviously for that text, not for that text.
Yeah.
Okay. So
I've never used the bottom half of that card.
so start of the hero phase. We're gonna see if my dude gets looked at. My dude does not get looked at.
He's like, but I finally hit something and I did good.
He did something really good.
He actually did like, what, 7 damage out of the 10 possible?
Did a ton of damage.
He actually did great.
We'll go to movement. My dudes are gonna run. The warriors are gonna run. The warriors run for an extra 3, putting them at 8.
would reach. Yeah, you can go straight through it, so you'll make it. I don't know if you want it.
The big thing is, am I within 3 of the long edge? Because just like you, I am a fan of points.
You are going to have to choose whether you want the objective or the table edge. No, because this guy goes here, and that guy could probably still hold coherency and make it within 3.
Maybe.
Because if that guy goes 8 up to here, that guy should have the back of his base there.
Here's the big question. Is this going to matter this turn?
You could clear it cleanly with an 8-inch move.
Okay, so I believe the best idea, can we just move this to make it easy? Because I don't think it's going to matter. That perfectly works. Okay.
Yeah, your front unit doesn't make it within 3, but I think that if I go there, your second guy can make it.
We'll go here.
And your second guy will tilt a little further towards the table edge. You needed the 3 on the run, 2 and you're stuck. Well, 2 and I guess you don't even make it to the objective.
That'll put me with...
Yeah, that's all you need.
Here, and... All right, and now we put that back. My hero is going to regular move. They have a 6 board. Doesn't matter. Going to regular move. There. And then my boys, I need them.
Mm-hmm.
Do I need them? Ignores rend, right?
Yes.
I think I will need them. Right. That is all for my movement.
Okay.
I have no shooting. We go to charges.
Right.
Start with the hero. I need...
Probably about a 5.
I need a...
Yeah, that's a 5, all right.
I need a 5.
That's a clean 5. That's a 6 and something else that I can't see.
That's a +3, so that's a 9. Gonna be in combat with the Kurnoth Hunters anyway, so may as well just make this as fun as possible. So 9 inches is gonna get me right here. And then we go for the Knights. This is gonna be hilarious if they roll Snake Eyes.
Right. They sure tried. Are you?
I'm within 3 of the Kurnoth
Hunters.
Hunters.
Just 3 away. Yeah, yeah.
That was the big thing. Is like
Yep.
I went for the closer unit instead of... All right, those are my charges.
Okay.
And now that all of these dudes are off, I can actually flip this to what it's supposed to be. All right, going to combat.
They're +1 save.
+1 save. You know what? Just in case I somehow get over there? Sure. Start of combat, we're going to see if I can give my knights +1 to hit, because I feel like this will actually be important. They get +1 to hit.
Okay.
Starting with combat, we are going to start with the knights.
Okay.
Filing in. We're going to put everything into your leader.
That makes sense.
So this is 6 attacks at 2s and 3s.
They didn't actually need the +1 hit. But it was the right call.
Yeah.
Not like it cost you anything.
3s. So we're looking at 4.
3's to wound, right?
Yeah.
So that 2 doesn't wound?
Oh, that 2 does not wound. Okay.
Okay.
So 3, you ignore my rend, but damage 2.
All right. So, looking for 5s. Yes, she's a 5 up. Takes 2?
They're 2 apiece, so you said 5 up?
Yep.
So it takes 4.
Yep, she's got 1 left.
We go into the trampling hooves.
Yep.
5s.
1 hit.
Hits on 3. That wasn't in the thing. Goes through. No rend.
She does.
Damage 1.
All right.
So I would like that token to represent me getting the extra point.
Sure.
And that is Knights finished.
Okay. All right. I still think I swing back with everything into the knights. And I really have no reason to move at the moment. These 6 attacks, 3s and 3s. 5 hits.
Ooh, that's nice.
4 wounds.
Or
Shouldn't hit our leader.
any rent?
No.
Saving on 3s.
1.
You got 1. How much damage?
1 each.
1 each. 6 on board. I don't, but that puts me at 2 damage. All right. I go to my hero. Rolling 3s and 3s.
4 mortal wounds again.
4 mortal wounds. I get to see if this goes through. Does not. So you're just looking at 4 mortal wounds.
All right, so that doesn't matter.
You have a
Picked up ward, though.
Picked up ward. Is that a 6?
Yeah, I'll take it. Not
Is
going
a
to argue
6?
with it. So I take 3. And I think that's end of combat, right?
Yes, that is the end of combat. The big thing is I have 2, 4.
4.
No, because I think
They're only 1 each.
there are Chaos Lords 2, Knights 1. So that's 4 versus your 4. You're going to maintain it.
No, on a 2-up, no, I'm not.
Ah,
I'll
okay.
heal for 1.
Yep.
And then we're leaving.
Where are you going?
You know what? Objective 1 seems nice this time of year.
Yeah.
Let's just make sure that I'm more than 6 from me on both sides.
Okay. Any other end of turn abilities?
Nope. So
Okay.
you will take that, but I will take this.
Yep. Okay, so scoring 1, 2 more gives me 3. The bonus objective puts me at 4. I will then do raise, which if I am within 3 of the enemy territory long edge, I am then going to do do not waver. If I use the fight and no friendlies were destroyed, and then I'm going to do cut off the head. If the enemy general was slain this turn, or the enemy general was slain in an earlier turn, and any enemy units were destroyed this turn.
Okay.
So 1, 2 more, bonus, plus 3. That puts me at getting 7 this turn.
Okay. So I've got a bit of a tall order on my turn, but it's not impossible.
Not impossible, but I have stacked it on my end. So I'm at 22 points, chairgrot, with no cards in my hand. Oh, I do get to roll on Eye of the Gods. And I'm going to give it to my knights. They're
you
snubbed.
No, you don't. Okay, so let's see here. At this point, basically everything is on the table.
Yes.
You're not going to be able to stop me from controlling objectives 1 or 3. I
Right.
already control them,
Yep.
and you have no movement left. You have no cards in your hand. There's no
Right.
surprises. So these are sure.
Yep.
War of Attrition. This all comes down to, can I put 6 damage into your knights? That is really the only thing left that we're looking at.
Because here's the big thing. You teleport onto 5. Control 5. That's your 1, 2 more. Killing my unit puts you at 4. And then you still need to score 3 more points.
So these 3?
Yes.
Yes.
Can you score all 3 of them?
If the knights die.
Let's see if the knights die.
Like I said, that's all that matters is, can I kill your knights?
Yeah.
And actually, I think I don't teleport onto 5.
Really?
Teleport over here. And the reason for that is that I want as much fighting you as I can get. I need to secure the kill, and if I do, I'll be on objective 2. And in the event that I kill you in my shooting phase, I'll be on objective 5.
Yep.
So I've got 2 different models here that could potentially be making a 6-inch charge against.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, because there's no turns after this, and I know you have no way to stop this, I may as well just put everything on the table and say, here's what I'm doing, and here's why I'm doing it. I have no reason to keep secrets at this point. It's just my movement phase and dice.
Yep.
All right, so it'll get me 3 inches away with both of these.
Yep.
From both. In the event that that model dies, I'll have a 4-inch charge instead of a 3.
Yep. All right, let's see some dice.
All right. So shooting. The Kurnoth Hunters have 4 dice now. Looking for 3s and 3s.
Got them all.
4 hits. It's 3 saves.
3 at what rend?
Then 1.
Rend 1. All right. Ooh, here's an important thing. So we did skip something, but I don't think it would have mattered. Cover from the large terrain, but you have a clear.
I can see both of you.
Yeah. All right, come on.
You're fine.
Save all 3.
Yep. All right, I've got a 6-inch charge from the Tree Revenants.
Yep. See a 3
And a 2. That's
and a
not
2.
6.
It's not charged. Okay.
I don't have enough damage. The Kurnoth Hunters could hit, wound, and have you fail everything, but that's the only way that I win.
Yeah.
So 3-inch charge. I get an 8.
Get it?
Yeah. Just a few too many rounds of no damage. All right. Yeah, I've got a pile in. If I can kill one knight, I'll take the objective. It doesn't matter, but
Yep.
battle points, right?
Yep. Because you're trying to stay outside 3 of him.
Yeah, I don't want to bring him in.
Cool.
No reason to.
Is it my combat phase? Or any
yeah.
combat phase? Let's see if I give the +1. I do not.
Okay.
Wow, the amount of 1s I've rolled.
I only hit with 3 attacks.
Okay. Rend.
And I actually do wound with all 3 of them.
Ooh, okay. Rend 1?
No rend.
No rend? Okay, saving 3 ups.
Good.
Save
One
1.
knight. You got your ward.
I have my 6 up ward. If I save 1.
Yep. All right, so I kill a knight.
Nope. Kill a knight.
Not enough.
We'll fight back with a knight. 3s
You
and
know
3s.
the irony is that I actually have forward to victory to reroll my charge right here. But if I use it, I
Then
can't
you
win.
can't win. Yeah.
Or I can't even tie, I don't think.
All right. So 2 at 1 rend, damage 1.
Make 1, take 1. I'm contesting objective. I take 1 damage.
Yep. And then the horse. Horse only has 2, if I'm not mistaken. Yep. Looking for 5s. I get them both. Winning on 3s. I get them both.
4s. 5 up, or 6 up ward. Take another damage. Puts me up to 4.
Couldn't remove one last one.
Nope.
All right.
So I think I will miss on that one.
Mhm.
I will score these 2 for an extra 2.
And you steal this from me.
Yep.
Because there was
and
2
this one.
apiece.
So I will pull 1, 2 more and 2 battle tactics for a total of 5.
Yep. I will. It will be 20 to 22.
Yep.
At the end of the
about,
game.
Yeah, that's what I figured. Like I said, I kill that guy and it's 2 points.
Yep. You were playing for the tie.
Uh-huh.
All right. If y'all were keeping count, stop your clocks.
Right.
Because game is finished.
Chad, thank you for the game.
Thank you for the game, Matt. That was very fun. Lots of dice slinging and going back and forth. I am sorry to Joe for giving Matt the Alpha Strike to just take the chariot that he painstakingly painted today to get it ready.
You
And
rushed
then
to
it was
get
just
it finished and then lost it turn 1.
So just so that way it's on the table, I'm gonna put it right here, just so that way people can admire it. Yeah, that was fun. Really, that last turn, I had to play to get as many points as possible to make it as difficult for you to win.
Yes.
Because at that point, I forced the tie.
I mean, that's generally the rule in Age of Sigmar or Spearhead, apparently, is that after turn 2, bottles off the table is far less important than control of territory and completing tactics.
Yeah.
The fact that I drew you obviously didn't know that I'd drawn control objective 1.
Yeah.
But the fact that you took your whole army and just plopped it on turn 1 last turn meant I had to wait a turn to score this instead of doing it last turn.
Yeah.
So occupying the middle ended up being a big deal. And it's also part of why I had to go for the long shot play of I hope to kill the knights.
Wild. We love to see it.
What did you? Okay, we're gonna put Eli and Joe on the mics real quick. What do you guys think of the game?
The game was great.
Yeah, no.
After getting punched in the mouth, Matt remembered that he knows how to play trees, and then and proceeded to do tree things and make it a really close game.
Up to striking is a lot different from it automatically happens.
Right.
A 1/6 chance of a model. Especially with just, all right, my knights are back. I think it's charged.
Yep. And you had a wild round 4 to get the 7 points to basically force Matt to say either tie or lose, which
Yeah.
is wild.
No, I think it was a great game.
Yeah.
Coming into bottom of turn 1, losing the Tree Lord for basically nothing. That sucked. And then the recursion happened, the
Mhm.
healing happened, and then slowly it started to get clawed back. And then Chad had a whopping 7-point turn. And it was like, oh, I went from I win this to I cannot lose this.
Yeah.
So
And for those of you that stuck around the whole time, thank you. We really appreciate it.
absolutely.
Let's go ahead and do our final bits right now for those of you that want to kind of just cut off. Next week, we're going to be running the Skaven Tide box. Not the models, but the rules.
Yeah.
It's going to be rats on Stormcast.
There will be a little bit of proxying because GW has not sent us that box yet.
We're not that special.
Matt Rowe, please. Notice me, senpai. But yeah, no, we have all the rules for the Skaven Tide box. We're going to run it. Me and Eli will play that out.
Yep.
We might do a double header. We'll post a poll on Twitter.
So keep an eye out at the Weirdcast.
At the Weirdcast. If you guys want to see a second game, go ahead and vote for the armies that you guys want to see. If we get enough interest in a second game,
And then the top two with the most votes, we'll play them.
yeah, we'll do that.
An hour 24 minutes from setup to play. That's great.
Hey guys, curious, is that counting the break time? Really want to know if that's counting the break time.
It's a good question.
I don't know.
Oh, that's
But
right. We also set up a camera in the middle of this.
yeah, 80 to 90 minutes, kind of where
This is the ballpark.
what we expect from these kinds of games. We might get it a little faster, but I'm happy with the amount of time that took.
Once we get
That
reps.
is
Yeah.
plus for-
Yep.
So total game time, an hour and 20.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, no, I think that's fantastic.
All right. Well, we told you what the game is next week. We are sponsored by Scenic Battleworks.com. That is works with an E. If you go to the website and you see a dwarf that looks like Joe,
That's me.
you're in the right spot. Go ahead and get yourself some gaming supplies in the lead up to 4th edition. They are going to be rolling out some stuff that is going to be helpful for 4th edition in specific, like movement trays, with the new coherency in mind, with the half-inch coherency.
Movement trays will have these objective markers. We will try and have customizable army tokens. So tokens for each of your armies. You can see they just flip over, attacker, defender, your opponent, whatever you need.
I will wholly be asking for them to print me rat buff tokens
Yep. We will have
because the ones I just bought are probably going to be completely obsolete.
Yeah, we'll have 4th edition size objective markers, and we will have spearhead sized objective markers. They're 2 different sizes.
Yep.
And Jeff on it. People asking for
Yep.
getting it in there for you.
Again, that is battleworks.com, but works is spelled with an E, not an O.
Yeah. In the coming weeks, we're going to have all of this on there. It's a small in-house company. We do everything by hand, so we're a little bit slow as we go, but we try to make good products.
And I point out the fact that I am not part of that, but I am a shill for it because I love their stuff.
Yeah. I appreciate it.
If you like what we're doing and you want to see more of it, follow us here. We appreciate everybody who followed us. We got like 6 or 7 new followers today and a couple new subscriptions. We super like it. If you have if you have the money available or you have a Twitch Prime account and you haven't used your Prime subscription, go ahead and subscribe to us. We super appreciate it. We're trying to get to, I think it's 30 subs. We're at 16 right now, which is awesome.
Yeah.
We super appreciate everybody who has supported us so far. Follow us here. Subscribe to us if you can. If not, we appreciate you just sharing the channel wherever you can. Share it with your community. Share it on social media. Get the word out there because we're going to play more of this and because we like it. And if you like it, well, awesome. Share it with people who also like it. Follow us on Twitter at @DellWeirdcast. Like Joe said, that's where we're going to put our poll for if we're going to do a second game. What should we do for that second game?
VODs.
And also, it's just funny to see Joe misspell stuff and meme on the Twitter account.
On occasion.
On occasion.
VODs will be up. Well, so Twitch VOD should be up later today. YouTube will be up probably Monday,
Sunday.
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 Due to technical difficulties of the previous stream, that got put up on Monday around lunchtime. And for this one,
It was me. I was the technical difficulty.
I think
We don't
we're
talk about technical difficulties.
Cutting out that break and then trying.
Yeah.
Good edit. We're learning how to edit.
Look at us. We're getting fancy. Like we said, we really appreciate y'all's support, and we don't grow without you guys. So thank you. It really means a lot.
Yeah. So other than that, I think we can turn it back over to the players if they want to do a Weird Knobs after hours and talk about the game a little bit more.
Yeah. At this point, we appreciate y'all sticking around. If you want to stick around for the table talk afterwards, we'll give them the mics. If you want to hop off, thank you, and we'll see you later.
Hey, thanks, guys. Thank you, guys. If you guys want to hang out for the table talk, we don't mind either.
Tell me.
Can you get me some water as well, Eli?
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
I'll take one as well.
Think you were going to be able to come back after turn one?
Yes, there's a very consistent theme that I've seen in Spearhead, and it is to never feel like you are out of it. This is a resilient army with a lot of healing. What I need the Tree Lord to do is pin him back and buy me space. His damage is a bonus when it works. So losing the Tree Lord did hurt. He's the best source of rend I have in the army against an opponent with basically 3-up saves across the board. Actually, seeing as the chariot was dead, it was in fact 3-up saves across the board.
Yep.
So I knew armor was going to be a problem, and I knew losing my one source of 2 rend was going to be an issue. I have basically just mortal wounds from the one battle tactic card I drew. Everything else is rend dash rend 1. That said, the game is not won by killing your opponent's models. Thank you, chairgrot. The game's not won by killing your opponent's model. The game is won by scoring victory points, holding objectives, and doing battle tactics. Being able to teleport at the end of Chad's turn is an excellent way to keep the victory points close.
Yeah, let's show the stream cat. He's been hanging out with us for a while.
So, Jasper's been doing great all game. He's been just hanging out.
The foot heroes still feel a little off to me. They feel like a kind of a vessel for an artifact and some kind of a. They don't really feel super impactful outside of do the thing that's tacked onto the.
No, the Chaos Lord, I think, felt pretty impactful.
Did the Chaos Lord feel impactful?
He did 7 damage to a unit of Kurnoth Hunters. He killed half a unit of Kurnoth Hunters by himself in 1 activation. That was pretty impactful.
Yeah, no, that's the only time he's good.
Yeah. He almost did it twice in a row. It's just that he had to overkill a Branch Witch instead.
Yeah. The hero being able to teleport a unit and then potentially give it. I think more impactful he would have been if he made the +1 to hit rolls.
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe how many ones I rolled on that. But
every ability you want to happen is on a 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like, probably, but not always.
It's 2 ups are
Right.
87%. They're
Right?
Either does or it doesn't.
Yeah. Exactly.
it's like, oh man, 5 out of 6? You mean 1 out of 2? And even then, 1 out of 2 for me happened twice. No, it only happened once for me, didn't it?
The repositioning is definitely the stronger ability he has.
Yes. And can you believe that's a choice that has to be made?
Yeah, not really.
So, like, if that's a choice I have to make to take that teleport ability, I'm curious what other abilities I could toss onto him, because this seems really good.
Yes, I'm surprised that it's able to pick units in combat, because actually the Sylvaneth one isn't.
Yeah.
The only one I can use in combat is Strike and Fade. So,
A balance of.
they're both very balance-wise. They're both very durable. I feel like I have more movement shenanigans. Slaves of Darkness still had a surprising amount because of the teleport and just generally fast movement on the models. Definitely felt like I was paying attacks for the amount of movement I have.
Yep.
But the regeneration on Sylvaneth is extremely powerful. It more than makes up for the heavier armor on the other side of the table.
I mean, you heal a wound at the end of each turn. Or your turn.
You can bring models
You can
back. Because
I think the one thing that is a bit of an outlier is the knights having both +1 to rend and +1 to damage when that is generally being removed.
Yeah.
Outside of that, seemed about right to me.
Yeah, knights seem a little wonky, but very curious.
Yes.
We've only seen a couple more, but cavalry is shaped up to be pretty powerful in this edition.
If third
Yes.
edition was the edition monster edition looks
Other than that, I can't really think of any other, like, pressing questions. Other than a couple people that action deck seemed a lot more.
yes,
it definitely felt that way.
Whereas in Gyran, it seemed to kind of mess with a little bit more. And he's like, "Hey, why don't you go kill people?"
yeah. We literally had.
Corn would be.
So let's look at the objectives. We had the one that said if you own it, you get an additional point. We had one that says get an extra point if you take control of an objective that your opponent controlled. That really goes for aggression. Each player scores an extra victory point for each enemy unit destroyed. That can be a huge game changer depending on the armies that are being played. And then Bloodmark, the final one. 3 out of the 4 that we had were all about go to where your opponent is or just take what's theirs. Do we want to go over the 2 that we didn't get to see if that would have changed the game at all? Or do we want to keep those a surprise for later?
Keep them a surprise.
All right, yeah.
They'll show up.
Yeah, question in the chat for you. What abilities?
Okay, Chaos Sword on foot. Glory in battle, any combat phase. Declare. Pick a friendly non-hero unit wholly within 12 inches of this unit to be the target. Roll a die. On a 2-up, add 1 to hit rolls for the combat attacks made by this target. Didn't see a lot of that this game because I kept rolling 1s. I think I only succeeded on it once, and it was on a roll that didn't matter because I rolled like 5s and 6s the entire attack. And then he has the ability rewards of chaos during your hero phase. Roll a die on a 4-up, roll for the Eye of Gods. We only saw that go off once because I rolled a 1 on it every time.
That's no.
They
said no.
Fickle gods.
And really, the god rolls that I did get, I think really did make a real impactful push on the game.
Roland Slanesh, they're all pretty excellent.
I think over the course,
Slanesher ones.
I think over the course of the game, you probably made 4 ward saves on your knights, which is exactly how much health that unit has left.
Yeah.
So that
Hey, look.
prevented the game-ending battle tactic by itself.
Yes, so if I pick the right unit, I can make them hit on 2s,
Yes.
wound on 3s, and then, if the cav unit charges, rends 2, damage 2.
There's the question.
What?
Do you guys have unbinds in?
I'm okay with no.
I'm okay
Agreed.
with no.
Yeah.
Keeps it simple.
Okay.
As a Spearhead, the level of complexity that Spearhead has is good for. It is
Every
literally.
time Matt's bringing a model back, I'm like, man, if I was playing him, I really wish I could unbind
It's
that.
just it's core stuff, right? Like you what the phase wants you to do, and you activate abilities. And
So
it doesn't need to be more complex.
the biggest question is, once you start adding unbinds, who gets to unbind? You also need a whole system for it. Do you do the within 30 inches like Age of Sigmar? Because that board's not 30 inches in any direction.
Seraphon just unbind.
Exactly. So you have to not just add the rules for unbinding, you also have to add rules for who gets to do it. Do you need a wizard to unbind? Do you just roll against it all the time? It's much simpler to just say it either works or it doesn't, and you don't have to worry about what you're playing against. You also remove that balance point from what is my army good against, and for a game that is intended to be much more consistent in its balance curve, I think that makes it easier you have one less inflection point by matchup to compare. Instead, it's just this is what this army does.
To summarize everything Matt is saying, there's a reason they decided to put all that in an advanced module and not in the core.
Yes.
Yeah.
For everything that Matt
So
is
you're telling me
explaining,
there's
all
a
these extra
possibility
flavors
they
of
just
not
take
playing.
away the ability to uncut. We just remove that module.
It was like, how about we just take it away?
Yep. But yeah, I would say that overall the armies felt like they were very close. There were a few things in each army that feel like, wow, this is kind of breaking the core rules, which is also a way of saying, so there's flavor to the different factions instead of everything feeling the same.
Yeah.
So that gets back to my point about the charging spears. If that's the only faction in the game that does it, and that's kind of their thing, is that this is the army that you almost can't stop the Chaos Knights from charging, and they're going to have a very strong charge. The Chariot has impact wounds on charge.
Yep.
That just might be the theme for Slaves to Darkness, and we're done here. And then that's fine.
The counterpoint to that is we just saw ogres today, and we see that ogres have a trait that gives them mortals on impact as well. So it could just be, if it's a big enough thing, it can get impact damage.
Well, it's not going to be unique, no. But the having both +1 to rend and +1 to damage.
I mean, if there's a unit that should get +1 rend, +1 damage on its charge, Varangard definitely like the kind of unit that should get that.
Yeah.
They're not
kind of-
Varangard, they're Chaos Knights.
I know, but
Yeah.
Varangard should get it as well. I would be okay with that.
Now the question is, once we start seeing more units and we start getting rules for Cavaliers, do they have both +1 to hit or wound and +1 to rend?
That's a big question.
Yeah. So is it just actually in Spearhead, those are kind of both present fairly? Then we'll see.
Buck does have a question. Do you use marks for each Slaves to Darkness unit? Not in Spearhead. From what it seems like, they're probably going to have, from what I can just infer from the rules that we have, I have an ability that is labeled Zinch, and it is a teleport. I can only imagine that some of my other options are going to be related to the gods, and those will change what abilities my leader has. So instead of marking every unit for at least Spearhead, it seems like I'm just going to mark my general, and that's the ability I'm going to have, which is very neat.
Yeah, you're right. The enhancements are chosen as each. So the rest of the enhancements are probably chosen.
Which, you know, if this is supposed to be kind of the bridge between getting started and then playing like the full game, I could imagine them just maybe expanding it a little bit. But if they're trying to simplify a lot of things, you won't have to mark every unit. You may pick an overall bonus for your army, or that may just be a thing for your regiment, depending on how you build your list.
Historically, they've tried to keep Slaves to Darkness and Stormcast Eternals approachable for new players, which means same power level, less complex rules. We'll see if that's true or not, because it doesn't seem like it might be this time for Stormcast. It sounds like they actually, with effectively having their finest hour on 1 unit per turn, that's not a bad level of complexity to start with.
So to answer the questions in chat, correct, you cannot stack the same effect twice from Eye of the Gods. And yeah, the general should theoretically have 4 enhancements, but we only have the rules for 1 of them. So we only have the effectively quote-unquote Zinch mark for the Chaos Lord.
I suspect once the full book launches,
Which should hopefully be the end of the month.
Yeah, Skaven time. See all of the enhancements. There's a lot of armies in there.
The Fire and Jade book that's supposed to come in the Skaventide box should have rules for every Spearhead that is going to be available, or that is going to be playable at the launch.
What'd they say?
the
It was
game.
like 150 some odd pages?
It's something. It's a thick book. It will have everything you need to play. And if you have a Skaventide box, you will also have the board and everything else to set up to play.
All right. We are going to wrap it up here soon. I do have one question. I am a little bit newer to AOS. I enjoyed this very much because I prefer skirmishing games. Matt, you are a little bit more of a veteran to AOS. What do you think of Spearhead, and do you think you'll keep playing it, or do you think once the full rules are out, you'll just be like, I want to play full games, or do you see yourself coming back to it every so often?
As far as whether I could see myself going back and forth. Historically, I tend to lean into whatever the tournament scene is doing.
Mhm.
If I have an event that is a Spearhead event, I will probably only play Spearhead prepping for it. If I have an event that is 2,000 points, probably going to play 2,000 points prepping for that. So it'll be a question of what are their events that are going on, and that will determine. It was an interesting game. It's a very different game, and it's a lot less prep work to get on the table. So those are all winning points.
With that, guys, we're gonna call it a night. Thank you so much for sticking with us this long. If you did stick with us for the post game chat, follow our socials. Go follow our YouTube. We're gonna be posting this in 2 to 3 days, hopefully Sunday. And hope you all have a good night. Have a good weekend. Keep rolling sixes.
They're not going to just cut right away, right?